Now from Fredericksburg, Virginia, is Syed Aqqa, the former vice president of the Islamic Development Bank. Good to have you on the program. You know, Afghanistan was already in a dire economic situation even before the Taliban took over in mid-August. And many countries, as we know, are reluctant to recognize the Taliban as a legitimate government. But what are we likely to see the Taliban do in order to try to free up frozen funds as its delegates head next to Europe?
As you rightly mentioned, the situation for civilian population is quite dire across the country for women and men and children. And the Taliban government have committed to transparent and inclusive aid delivery. We hope that they will deliver on that promise. We thank the international community for pledging during the G20 summit, and as well as before that during the Geneva conference. But the actual test is on delivery, not pledges. The delivery is quite important and urgent because winter is approaching fast, and freezing of assets and other obstacles in the banking will definitely worsen the economic situation overall. That will further exacerbate the current crisis, which is already bad enough.
Yeah, as far as the delivery, these Western countries have pledged support to Afghanistan for the humanitarian situation, but they won't certainly want the money to go to the Taliban. So how are we likely to see those funds distributed?
Well, based on my experience, more than 30 years with the United Nations and other development institutions, we believe the best way to deliver aid is through national institutions. Of course, politicizing aid is not the right approach. There could be measures put in place that the government, the caretaker government, the Taliban government does not use that for purposes that are not intended for the aid. Those mechanisms, the Afghans and the experts could help to put those mechanisms in place, which will be verifiable, transparent. But we believe that that the best way is to do through national institutions such as the Red Crescent Society, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Refugees, the National Disaster Preparedness Ministry, because these will have long-term consequences. Plus, delivery through other means of NGOs or institutions is important. Their role should be there, but the implementation will be very expensive and also not lead to a sustainable recovery and development.
Okay, and we'll leave it there for now. Syed Aqqa joining us from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Thank you.